done 250 of these.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, I think this is the big one where I announced that I am totally quitting and I'm moving to Nashville to pursue a country music career.
You have the voice for it. You always have. You have a great voice. I mean, baby, lock them doors and turn them lights down low.
Yay! That was good.
That was kind of good, right?
Yeah, my big thing on country music is the whole Luke Bryan thing. Like he sounds like this and then he sings like this too.
And he makes more money than either of you I will ever make or any of our families. I mean, these country music singers too, I feel like they make bread.
Did you think this was how we were going to start show number 250?
Not even a little bit. Can we just thank everybody for listening for a second? Like, we just wouldn't be here without all of you guys. I mean, we do this because, I mean, even in the TikTok lives, like all of the different stuff that we do when we're interacting, like that's the most fun part of our day too. Because I love talking with you, Jack. I love talking with Aram, but like the community that we've been able to build, like even the Prize Pick spaces, on the website, comments, just everything around what we do on Twitter, everything. Dude, it just makes our day. And like the DMs that we get, it's just, I was floored by some of the support this morning, and I just can't thank everybody listening enough for just tagging along with us, because it's just our dream, man. And it's crazy. It's hard to put into words.
I hope one of these two is listening right now, but I've got two dudes on Twitter, Nick and Tiago, who tweet at me every time Connor Joe does something of note. Like a year ago, I wouldn't have thought that was happening, man. Like no shots. Yeah, but I was sitting here just like working out of a studio apartment, and look at me, I'm still working out of a studio apartment here, but like calling minor league games. And this is when we were initially talking about this, and when we did episode 1, I just thought this was going to be not even a side hustle. I was like, oh yeah, like it's just chopping up with some buddies twice a week, half an hour. Like I talk about baseball in my free time anyways, might as well just do it into a recorded space and see what the fuck happens. And like, here we are doing 45 minutes, 5 days a week, and we're humming on social media, and our website is putting out insane content from tons and tons of writers. Like it's ridiculous what's happened in the last year, because yesterday was also our 1-year anniversary of justbaseball.com launching. So happy belated birthday to our baby, Aaron Blayton's baby, really. And then, I mean, just like 250 of these is really cool, man. So yeah, like
just baseball show, man,
with the Connor Joe shit and keep on going.
It's just crazy everything that we've talked about, all the top 10s to just every single episode of MLB, gambling, fantasy, college baseball. Like we just really try and cover everything here. And when you look about it, all of our episodes, like we've gotten to interview Bob Costas and Nestor Cortez Jr. and Jesus Zardo and so Jason Stark most recently. Just
how about Nestor? How about Nasty Nestor?
That's what I was saying. Nestor Cortez Jr. I mean, it's just it's unbelievable that we're here at this moment. And thank you all of you listening, but also thank you to the Just Baseball staff. You guys are listening too. I mean, we wouldn't be here without all of you guys too, writing all the content. Shout out Ben, who's been huge for us, posting to YouTube and graphics, and Sam Lucchini, and just so many names that we have to thank that we could just list them all off. But just everybody has been my roommate, Will Cohen. We started this. He's been editing videos a ton, like ever since we started, and just continues to be a phenomenal editor. And that's one of the main reasons why we're also here on TikTok, is because he hides our faces with awesome graphics and cool looking stuff. And then we just get to use our voices because, our voices are good. I don't know. I don't know about the look.
I don't know what you are. Like, have you seen that? Like, he's a 10, but like for me, he's a 2, but he hosts a baseball podcast, so he's a 0.
I posted on Twitter, which I thought was funny, and sometimes like I'm just like I thought was funny.
Yeah,
she's a 10, but she thinks Cal Quantrill is due for regression.
She's an 11.
She's a 0. She uses 0.
She's a 6, but she uses the lowercase x in front of her stats.
7.
4. We can play this game all day long. This is the Just Baseball Show. It's episode 250 on Thursday, June 23rd. I thought no better way to celebrate than by battle rapping. So here's what we're pretty much going to battle rap right now. What we are going to do is each of us are going to give a 3-word synopsis of every team in Major League Baseball. But before we do that, I asked you to come with 250 with 10 random baseball names, current or former. These are guys that just like somehow etched a spot in my brain when I was growing up. I actually don't know if I have any current baseball players on this list right now, but I've got 10 funny ass random baseball names. Hopefully you guys get a chuckle out of that. You've got 10 funny ass random baseball names, and we're going to go back and forth.
See, I made my list of current players because I knew you were going to come in with some heat from outside of so I wanted to come in with some current, just to battle rap with some players that I've grown to just either be obsessed with, scared of, or these are the first 10 names that came to my mind that are just completely random.
That's fair. See, mine is like 2008 fever dream. Like that's my list.
2008 fever dream.
I think so. Like you wake up in a cold sweat and you're watching West Coast baseball and like Hank Blaylock just hit a home run. That's my first name.
Hank Blaylock.
Yes.
My first name is Brandon Drury of the Cincinnati Reds, just a lefty killer. Like I'm obsessed with Brandon Drury.
Might be an all-star.
I think he's awesome. I think he's
might be an all-star. My second name is Tony Campana. That guy was speed when the Cubs sucked.
My second name is Jordan Luplow, another guy who hits lefties and can't hit righties at all.
Dude.
I really like him.
Yes. All right. You ready for a West Coast reliever? This guy, I think, was on 15 teams. Octavio Dotel. You remember that name?
That's the best one you've named. That was phenomenal. This one is just coming to my mind. Now I'm going to have 11, but Chad Billingsley. Great.
Yeah, fair. Absolutely fair. All right. Doubling up. What's your next one?
Jonathan Dazza of the Colorado Rockies. Another guy who just hits lefties and can't hit righties at all.
I feel like before, like last year, Raimel Tapia could have made this list, but now Tapia is just kind of a joke.
I know. I was actually going to talk about it, but I was like, it's easy, like could be funny, but I don't think so.
Somebody tweeted at me a couple days ago and just said, hey, Raimel Tapia already hit his third home run. Stop pretending he's bad.
It's true. Like sometimes we just pretend these guys are bad and they're not.
I mean, Tapia, I don't know about Tapia. John Danks is my next one. John Danks was a bit on White Sox post-game radio. I think that was Chris Ranji that was doing it. And like people would call in and just shit on him and say, what about Danks? I mean, John Danks is one of those guys for me.
Love John Danks. How about JP Fireeisen?
Yes.
Hasn't allowed a run this year. 20
How many innings?
20, but hasn't allowed a run in the bullpen.
That's nearly, that's like more than 2 games. Kosuke Fukudome.
Oh, great one.
Yeah.
Great one.
Yeah. This is my forte.
Okay. This guy I'm growing to really like. Ha-seong Kim.
Oh, yeah.
Love Ha-seong Kim.
Word. So here's the thing. People may be tuned out, but just remember, instead of going to therapy, we've chosen to name random athletes. I've seen that on social media and like, yes, true. Freddie Sanchez. I don't need therapy when I have Freddie Sanchez.
John Schreiber on the Boston Red Sox, shoving.
Dude, he's shoving.
That arm, shoving.
You know who was a human being? Lastings Millage.
My next one is the guy who steals a strike every time with his curveball, and then he gets you down 0-2, and then he gets you to ground out. That's the GOAT right now, Paul Blackburn of the Oakland A's.
God, dude's a stud.
Love
he's
Paul
a freak.
Blackburn.
He's pitching tonight. It's Blackburn
against George Kirby.
Blackburn against George Kirby, and then we got Shohei and Daniel Lynch. I think I might watch that. We'll see. We'll see how crazy I get.
Did you hear the Angels bench Mike Trout against a lefty against him?
Why? Day off?
Yeah. Why?
Shit's stupid.
That shit's stupid. I think it's your turn.
You know,
only have 3 more, right? We have 3 more.
Yeah, 3 more.
3 more.
Give me your first of the last 3.
My third is this is also
you came unprepared, man.
Well, this is also a guy that I always just like to think about and what his career could have been. Again, these aren't all current players, but they were mostly current players. Mark Pryor. I'm a big fan of Mark Pryor.
Yeah, I current pitching coach of the LA Dodgers, Mark Pryor. So 2-way player Shohei Ohtani, right? Minor league baseball 2-way player Mason Wynn. Anthony Gose was a guy that was a hitter. Now he's a pitcher. The OG Sergio Santos came up as a shortstop and then was a fire bullpen arm. Sergio Santos was my fucking guy.
I can do with that. My next guy, Tim Meza of the Toronto Blue Jays.
That works.
Another good reliever.
That works. For some reason, I think you coincide random and bullpen, and they're just together.
And lefty-righty splits.
And lefty-righty splits. Yeah. Absolutely. How about a guy, I think Josh Johnson finished like top 3 in Cy Young voting one year. Did he win a Cy Young?
He almost won a Cy Young. There was a stretch there where Josh Johnson he was like the originator, I feel like, of the high spin 4-seam fastball up in the zone with the breaking ball. Like he was doing that before other people.
He finished 5th in Cy Young voting in 2010.
5th? He was pretty good.
He was 6'7", 250.
6'7"?
That's a big ass dude.
That's a big ass dude.
Josh Don. All right. I've got one more. You've got one more. Give me yours first, because I think I have the end all.
No, you know what? If you have the end all, I'll go with mine. I think that. See, I ran out. I think I'm out of players.
Are you?
I'm out of players.
Okay.
I'll think of one off the top of my head to make it the most random.
No, man, don't worry about it. I will. I'll end this guy. From 2012 on, he was Roberto Hernandez, but pre-2012, Fausto freaking Carmona.
Yeah, that's a good name.
I have no idea what happened there. I could definitely do like a deeper dive into that, but I just loved the dude with 2 names. And it's not even close. Like, that's the thing. So Yolmer Sanchez came up as Carlos Sanchez, or Mike Stanton to Giancarlo Stanton. Like Fausto Carmona to Roberto Hernandez.
Just completely different.
That's just a different dude.
That's completely different. Did you hear about Clint Frazier?
Yeah, he's Jackson Frazier.
Jackson Frazier now. That's his middle name, and that's what he prefers calling. He had a 2-hit day, and then
I'm thinking you can now package Andujar and Jackson Frazier for something really good. Probably better than what you could package Andujar and Clint Frazier for.
Kind of ruined the joke. He kind of ruined the joke.
Because his name isn't Clint anymore?
Yeah, because now Jackson Frazier, Miguel Andujar trades, they aren't as funny. And maybe he did that on purpose to kind of ruin that joke on purpose. And if he did, great work by him, honestly.
Yeah, that was really good work by him. Okay, we're done with the random name off. I think I just won the most boring rap battle in human existence.
I think you did too.
So, 30 teams, 3 words to describe 30 teams. Cool?
Sounds awesome. I'm excited.
All right. We're going to start in the National League, because I feel like we usually go AL East, AL Central, AL West, NL East, NL Central, NL West. So we're going to go NL East, Central, West, AL East, Central, West. Okay. And we'll go by divisions. Let's start with the Mets. Your 3 words for the Mets.
My 3 words for the New York Mets. I hate to do this. My thing is all different because I put them in terms of their record in their division. Oof. So now I'm trying to find. Okay. The New York Mets, if I had to describe them in 3 words, is the best underrated team, because I feel like we still aren't giving the Mets enough credit for being 45, having 45 wins and 26 losses without some of their stars like Jacob deGrom, Max Scherzer, Tyler McGill has been on the shelf. Like, they haven't been healthy all year, but yet they're by far right now, at least in the National League, the best team. I almost feel like we've been underrating them, Jack.
My 3 words are get pitching back, because I feel like then we're fixed. Yeah. Right.
But think about it. They are 45 and 26 without deGrom and Scherzer. I mean, Scherzer's, of course, pitched a decent portion of the year, but they haven't had deGrom. And now Scherzer's been out now for a while, and they're still 45 and 26 and doing their damn job.
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of the, a lot of the bats that you weren't expecting to be contributors have been really solid contributors, which is such a huge factor of what they're doing. But I think when they get the starting pitching back, when they get deGrom and Scherzer and McGill back in full swing, I think the world is this team's oyster.
Agreed. Let's move on to the Atlanta Braves.
Atlanta, what are your 3 words?
My 3 words to the Atlanta Braves: playing like champs.
Wow.
They have been going on a crazy run lately. It hasn't been against the best competition, but they're playing like champs. They have really no weaknesses right now. Their starting rotation from 1 to 5 is fantastic. Their bullpen is still a nightmare, and their offense now from 1 to 9 is fantastic. Now with Michael Harris and Orlando Arcia filling the hole of Ozzy Albies, they're playing like champs right now.
Yeah. My 3 words are, why doubt us? Because I mean, you had this team that like was hovering right below 500 and everybody was like actually starting to doubt them. That's the thing. At the beginning of the year, it's like, oh, Atlanta, you know, they're fine. They're going to be good, whatever. And as soon as people started to hover their hand over the panic button, they rip off 13 wins in a row.
Yeah.
Don't ever let an inkling of doubt get into your mind about the Atlanta Braves.
Like, of course, Matt Olson's going to get better. Like, all these guys are going to just get better too. And Ronald Acuna is starting to catch fire. And when he catches fire,
got back, the pitching got good. And if Charlie Morton is not, you know, performing to the standard that Charlie Morton has set for himself, then Kyle Wright is going to step up and throw really well. They're going to have people step up. If, you know, Matzik goes on the IL and some of these bullpen arms haven't performed to the standard, AJ Minter is going to. That's just how this team works. They have so much depth and they have so many guys that can step up. They're amazing.
They're amazing. How about the Philadelphia Phillies? I only have one word to describe the Philadelphia Phillies. And I said it at the beginning of the year, and I'm still going to say it because it still holds true. The word is polarizing. They are the most polarizing team in the major leagues. Clear. They can hit with anybody. When their pitching is on, they're crazy. And even sometimes their bullpen can get you outs. But then at other times, they look like the single worst team I've ever seen. The defense breaks down. The starting pitcher gives up 7 earned runs. The hitting, they're just striking out like madness, and there's no defense. They could be, when they are on, one of the best teams in baseball. Like if you have Wheeler clicking behind that offense and you can get some solid, at least anything out of your bullpen, that's a really good team. But then on the other side, they could crash and burn. They've been playing much better lately, and we've seen what they could look like, but we've also seen what sometimes they do look like. They're just so polarizing.
Yeah. My 3 words are Joe or Dave, ? Whose fault is it? Whose fault was it, right? Was it a Girardi thing? Like, is that why they turned it around? Or is this team going to crash and burn because Dave Dombrowski constructed a poor roster, a flawed roster?
I like that one. That's a good one.
Miami.
My 3 words for Miami is, what's the direction? Because it's, you know, they signed Avisel Garcia, they signed Jorge Soler to these deals, and it seems like they have direction for pitching. But since Jeter left, I don't know where they're going. I don't know if they're a big spender. I don't know if they're a deadline buyer. I don't know if they're a deadline seller. They're one of the teams where, could they trade Pablo Lopez? Could they gut some of these offensive weapons? Or are they just going to buy? What's the direction with the Miami Marlins?
I hear you. My 3 words are Cy Young Sandy. This guy's an absolute innings eater, and I can't get enough of him. I mean, he's a lock for 7 innings each time he's out. It's incredible to me.
He's probably been the best overall pitcher. Colby had a great stat he dropped in our Just Baseball chat. It's way down deep in there because there's about 70 million messages a day.
Yeah.
But basically what Colby was saying is that Sandy is way ahead of any other player in win probability added, which is basically a stat that it deals with the time and place of the baseball game. So for example, if you hit a home run with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning, your win probability added goes up like crazy. But if you get a double in the first inning when it doesn't matter, your win probability doesn't move much. So what Sandy has been able to do for the Miami Marlins has been more effective, adding wins than anybody else.
Yeah. He's incredible. Washington, they're 25 and 46.
I said my 3 words are, remember 2019? Because
I think that's 2 words.
It is 2 words because it's going to be a while before they get there again.
Yeah.
All I got to say. I mean, what? Should I bag on him? Eric Fetty had a great outing in his last one.
I think my 3 words are, where's the beef? I've got no idea where like the talent on the roster is outside of Juan Soto.
Josh Bell.
Yeah, but he's going to be off the roster in a month.
Exactly. No, I was naming one more.
Where's the beef in the farm either? Like,
you know who's kind of good? Lane Thomas.
Okay. Listen,
It's not bad.
I don't think we're talking about one of these replica ass rings if Lane Thomas is the guy that you bring up.
Just saying, we're talking dudes with talent. Lane Thomas has got it. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Milwaukee.
I wrote it in all caps for no reason. It's on my own Google Doc. Get a bat. I think it speaks for itself. We know they can pitch. We know they have an amazing bullpen. What has the problem now been for Milwaukee? It's always the bats. We saw them in the playoffs. They just went crazy quiet against some of the best pitchers in baseball. Can their cumulative stats look good against some of these Cubs pitchers in the wind at Wrigley? Of course. They'll probably be middle of the pack, but Brewers fans, when you get down to the nitty gritty of the playoffs and you're facing these high velo arms with the Braves or the Dodgers or the Padres or whatever teams, or the Cardinals in your own division, you don't hit those guys very well. You don't. You need a bat. Be a deadline buyer. Go get a bat.
Yeah. My 3 words are you real? Not that Milwaukee is a made-up place. I have firsthand experience that Milwaukee is a real place, and American Family Field is a real ballpark that people play baseball in. Sometimes Christian Yelich.
Big Midwest guy.
My are you real connotation kind of stems from I have no idea like what the ceiling is, what the floor is for this team. Because if they crash and burn, what does crashing and burning look like? Because they have so much pitching depth. I don't think it's possible.
Yeah,
I don't think they can crash and burn. I think the worst they finish in this division is second.
Yeah.
Because everybody else kind of stinks. But my thing is like, what's the ceiling?
Pirates bandwagon. I
saw you were on the Pirates bandwagon. We'll get to that in a moment. But yeah, I mean, like, it's weird because I don't think that they should be considered a main World Series contender, because I don't think they are. I don't think the offense can win a World Series. I don't think the offense can win a postseason series, much like what we saw last year.
Get a bat.
There we go. St. Louis.
Get
an arm.
My 3 words to describe St. Louis is make it count.
Ooh.
And the reason why, last year, Waino, last year, Yachty. You got this team. Brendan Donovan is a rookie. Nolan Gorman. Yeah, Pujols. No, he's got like 4 more years. I'm not even worried about Pujols. He'll be on the Cardinals next year too. This is the year. Doesn't it feel like this is the year, Cardinals fans? You're 1 pitcher away. Last year, Waino. Last year, Yachty. Make this year count, because you also have a window right now. The Dodgers are reeling a little bit. With the Mets and the Braves, they're going to be fighting it out, but you can be just as good as them. You add 1 more starting pitcher. Make this year count.
Goldie, the middleman. Those are my 3 words, because we talk about the veteran presence here. I was thinking about IL with soreness being my 3-word description, just because Yadi Molina is going to be shelved for several weeks with knee soreness, which I think just means he's old as shit.
Yeah.
He's
bloated.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, he's just like, damn, my knee is singing to me when it's raining outside. That's Yadi Molina at this point. But Goldie, the middleman, is my 3-word synopsis, because you've got the old guard, you've got the Waino, the Yachty, the Pujols, you've got the young stars here: Tyler O'Neill, Dylan Carlson, Nolan Gorman, Juan Yepes is getting starts. You've got Ivan Herrera up, spelling Yachty Molina, Brendan Donovan, like you mentioned. But Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado are that middle ground there, where they're not young stars and they're not on their last legs. These are superstars that are in their primes. And Goldie looks like an MVP. So how does Paul Goldschmidt carry this team that has this 40-year-old flavor and this 23-year-old flavor? Lean on the 33-year-old.
I really like it. And to your point, the reason why I said make it count, Paul Goldschmidt's 33, Nolan Arenado is getting up there a little bit in age. Like, make this count. You have Paul Goldschmidt hitting at this crazy level. You have Nolan Arenado playing great. The whole team is humming. Make it count this year. I'm not saying that you won't win next year. That's not what I'm saying. It's just this year with Waino and Yachty's last year. Make it count.
Give me the Buccos.
Buccos, a new direction.
Ooh.
A new direction led by O'Neill Cruz, Jack Sawinski, all of these different bats. Henry Davis will be coming up soon. Like I said, I'm jumping on the Pirates bandwagon because they are fun. Royancy Contreras has been phenomenal for them so far. Mitch Keller even looks like a pretty good arm. I know he does. Like, he does. And GD Brubaker at least gives them outings.
Mitch Keller is a very interesting guy to watch because he was on the brink of not having a roster spot by the trade deadline. And now he looks like he should be a stalwart in the rotation. I find it very interesting with Mitch Keller, and I have no idea what to expect from Mitch Keller, but Roansy Contreras is the future ace of the Pirates. You saw what O'Neill Cruz did. You've seen what Cal Mitchell can do, what Jack Sawinski can do. And watching this next wave of young Pirate stars, like a lot of this team that they're throwing out right now that people are excited about were in Indianapolis or they were in Altoona at the AA level. And my 3 words are future is arriving. It's in the process. It's not entirely completed. I think Ji-Hwan Bae is a very, very good baseball player. I think he's incredible. I think this is a guy that can hit 300 and steal 30 to 35 backs with sneaky pop. I think Ji-Hwan Bae is really good and has a chance to be a star and one of the best leadoff guys in baseball. We'll see what happens there. There's more. If Mason Martin can tap into a little bit more bat to ball, he's had a brutal June. He's got so much pop. It's ridiculous. Nick Gonzalez just went on the 60-day IL, but we know what Nick Gonzalez can do. Liover Peguero, you just got a taste, and Peggy is going to be a big part of that. I think that the future is getting here. I just saw Mike Burrows make his AAA debut. That guy's a stud on the mound, and we'll see what you get out of Priester as well. I think that there are some serious pieces here, and I think the future is going to keep on coming this year and next year. And maybe in a year, we're talking about the Pirates as a team that can contend in 2024. Granted, that might be the start of their window opening.
And just to piggyback on top of that, it's not just about the players too. It's about personnel in the front office. You know, with Ben Cherington coming in, new GM, new direction for the entire Pirates. Like, they got rid of that old management that was just doing nothing for them. And they have revamped player development. This is a new organization with a clear new direction. And it's just exciting. It's very exciting to watch. And they're led by one of the most exciting players in the sport, O'Neill Cruz.
Give me the Cubbies.
For the Cubbies, I said in a pickle. And the reason I said in a pickle is because what the hell are they going to do? What do? You bought. How's that going? Stroman all these years, but he can opt out. What do? You're in a pickle. And I could come in here with my analysis of what I think they should do, but they're not going to do it, Jack.
No need.
They're not going to do it. They're just like we said that they should rebuild. They're not going to do it. So they're in a pickle.
My 3 words are, this is rebuilding. Jed Hoyer, the GM, said this is a retooling, not a rebuilding. You should rebuild. The retool didn't work. It already hasn't worked.
Yeah, it's just not working. I don't know what the goal here was. I really don't know what was it to make a wild card with this roster? Like, you could see the rest of the teams in your division. Whatever you added, I mean, Stroman was not enough.
Yeah.
I mean, just not enough.
The Reds.
The Reds, these 3 words might make you laugh again. Better than advertised. And the reason I say better than advertised is because what fan base was all over their team for having the worst offseason? A lot of people gave them an F, like said they were going to the cellar, like terrible, tear it down. I mean, they did tear it down and it just went horribly. And they started off 3-20, and that this team was just going to be the bottom of the barrel and terrible. But they have been better and they can hit it home. And there's a lot of guys like Kyle Farmer has been better. Like I said, Brandon Drury at the beginning. They have a lot of guys who have performed at Tyler Stevenson. A lot of them also with the Reds. They've been injured all year. Like you see on Twitter, you know, people post the graphics with the entire team. They've all been on the IL. Tyler Stevenson, you know, Luis Castillo was on the shelf at the beginning. Tyler Mally's been like, all of these guys have just dealt with injuries on injuries. They're better than advertised.
Yeah, I think so. But they're obviously not going to contend. I think that they should be getting returns. So my 3 words for them are trade the pitching. Just get it off. Luis Castillo, Tyler Malley, get it off. Go get more prospects. They can be upper level minor league guys. They can be lower level minor league guys. I think that you have more talent than some of these rosters have. And I think you also have one of the deeper systems in baseball. So I wouldn't worry about this too much. I think just go trade them, get prospect return.
Go get some ground ball type pitchers. Like, you need guys who just are not fly ball pitchers like Tyler Malley is.
Go find a Lodolo clone.
Exactly. I mean, it's kind of hard to do.
Give it a whirl. Brandon Williamson. They tried finding a Lodolo clone in Williamson.
Yeah, it's a good point. Should we move on to the NL West?
Yeah, Padres.
Padres. My 3 words are Machado and Tatis, because if they get back Machado and Tatis in a timely fashion, they'll be a real threat. But if they don't, I don't see them making the playoffs, to be quite honest with you. I don't think they're going to hit enough to stay in this competition with the Brewers, with the Cardinals, with the Braves, with the Mets, with the Dodgers, with the Giants. I don't know, like if Fernando Tatis Jr.'s timetable continues to get pushed back, and then it goes into August and maybe even September, and Machado's ankle isn't healing. I don't know how they're going to make the playoffs without this offense, unless AJ Preller goes nuclear, and he very well could, in order to plug these holes. But that's my thing, Machado and Tatis.
I think my new 3 words are don't go nuclear. But my original 3 words are life's a movie, because you're in San Diego. Everything is going great. You're technically ahead of the LA Dodgers in the standings right now. That's so awesome. And you've got possibly the NL Rookie of the Year, possibly the NL Cy Young Award winner, possibly the NL MVP. But, oh God, much like movies, a conflict. Manny Machado, he's hurt for a couple weeks. Fernando Tatis, setback. How do you bounce back from the conflict? Do you survive? Are you the protagonist? Or are we setting up a sequel right now? Are we looking at 2023? I have no idea. Life's a movie.
Life's a movie. I like that one a little bit better than mine. I feel like that sums it up a little bit better. Dodgers. These 3 words I thought was kind of funny. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they lose some guys to injuries, because you know that they're going to make some sort of Trey Turner or Max Scherzer trade at the deadline. It doesn't really matter. We all know that the Dodgers are going to be there at the end, and they're going to be locked and loaded, and Mookie's going to get healthy. Buehler's going to get healthy again. Arias is going to keep pitching, and they're going to be dangerous. It doesn't matter what's happening to them right now. They will be. I think they're going to win the division, and I think they're going to be in first place.
How about it? My 3 words are Freddie Freeman Vogue. I think it was LA Vogue that put out that article about Freddie Freeman being the guy that can save baseball. Bullshit. If you haven't seen that, I'm sure you can find it. Just look up Freddie Freeman Vogue. And it was a great photo shoot. Freddie Freeman was in like a bathtub full of baseballs, and he was like holding one and pretending to bite it like an apple with like his veneers right there. Great photo, but a 32-year-old bat to ball first baseman is going to save baseball with Fernando Tatis and Ronald Acuna and Shohei Ohtani hanging out. I don't necessarily think that Freddie Freeman is the guy that's going to save baseball. 3 words for the Dodgers are Freddie Freeman Vogue. And if you saw LA Vogue, I think it was, there was this article that said that Freddie Freeman is going to save baseball. And there was a great, frilly photo shoot where Freddie Freeman was in like a bath of baseballs, and he was pretending to bite into one, like an apple with his veneers showing and all that. I don't think a bat to ball 32-year-old first baseman is saving baseball when we have Tatis, Acuna, Ohtani, Soto, Trout. How about guys that haven't even debuted yet ahead of Freddie Freeman? I mean, it's just ridiculous. Like, Freddie Freeman's not the guy, but you know what? Shout out LA Vogue. They also called Matt Olson Mark Olson in that article. So,
I mean, they're not covering baseball. They just saw that Freddie Freeman was the big free agent. They're saying he's changing baseball. I mean, what do we have to say about them?
I don't know. Nothing.
Giants.
Age catching up ? And I added the question mark because at least initially it looks like Brandon Crawford is not the same guy. It looks like Brandon Belt, who's been hurt this year, is not quite the same at the plate. Evan Longoria, not quite the same. Darren Ruff, not quite the same. Some of their starting pitchers have not been as good. Jake McGee, not been as good. A lot of these older guys that they had last year that were unbelievable and had great seasons are not performing up to that level. But with that said, they've had a lot of contributions from guys like Luis Gonzalez and Tommy La Stella, and just so many other dudes that they've been afloat, and I still think that they're going to be good. But I am curious, is the age catching up to them as they continue throughout this season as well? Because they're only going to get older.
Yeah, that's fair. They're an old team. They're also they're a team that lacks star power. So my 3 words for them are, who are you? Because they've got guys like Tyro Estrada showing up for them in the lineup every single day. And Jacob Junis came out of nowhere to be that guy. And like, here we go with more bullpen arms. Obviously, Camilo Doval looks great. But Jake McGee struggles, but there are other guys that step up. I mean, they run out a dude on a weekly basis whose name I feel like I just don't know.
I know. Kirk Casale, dudes like that who just.
I just don't care to watch Kurt Casale. Like, who are you?
You're a hater.
But
Kurt
they win
Casale's
games. No, I mean, dude, they're 9 games over 500. And I'm asking, who are you once a week? Arizona.
I only have one word: sneaky. Arizona's kind of sneaky. Like when you look at stats and stuff, and like Arizona's right there, and Arizona's only a couple games below 500. And it's like, we just assume that the Diamondbacks are bad. But then you look at their lineup and it's like, wait, they got some pieces there. Dalton Varsho, Ketel Marte, Christian Walker's been raking. They have a lot of names there. Josh Rojas has been playing very well for them too. Just up and down the lineup. You know, they're sneaky. They got Merrill Kelly. Who's he? Oh, wait, he's got an ERA at like 3.4, kind of shoving. Great command. Zach Gallen. Is he a Cy Young? Like, kind of. I mean, he's pitching like one, but he's not an actual at that level. But I mean, he's pitching well, like just sneaky. Zach Davies, ERA under 3.5.
No.
Sneaky.
Zach Davies, who had some cheating allegations and like ghosting his wife allegations.
Yeah, sneaky.
Super sneaky. He actually embodies sneaky.
Sneaky.
Mine is mildly entertaining viewing. I find the Diamondbacks a team that is relatively easy to watch because you can watch the young guys. Alec Thomas. I enjoy watching Geraldo Perdomo. I do. And Christian Walker. I love watching Christian Walker right now. But even a guy like Madison Bumgarner, when he's on the mound, like I don't like Madison Bumgarner. I think he's really fun to watch because he's just an angry dude.
Yeah.
And I like watching angry people. It's like watching a dude that knows that he's stuck. And it's kind of funny to watch. So I have a mildly entertaining time viewing the Arizona Diamondbacks. Those are my 3 words. Colorado.
The Arizona Diamondbacks are currently losing 10-3 to the Padres, and Madison Bumgarner gave up 9 hits.
See, that's mildly entertaining viewing for different reasons.
It is for different reasons. The Colorado Rockies, Coors or bust. Ooh. And that's the thing is with this team. I mean, they're 19-19 at Coors Field, and they're 11-19 away. Last year, they were the worst road team by a country mile. It's clear with the Rockies. You know, they play at home, they play a lefty, and they can hit 9-10 runs, and it looks great. And then they go on the road and they face a right-hander and they get shut out. It's Coors or bust with this team. At Coors Field, they're phenomenal. Away from Coors Field, they can't play. And that trend that was happening from last year and years before that, and it's always what it is with the Rockies. They can play at Coors Field. You put them outside against a righty, they're not touching anything.
I hear you. My 3 words are stop the count. They were really good in April, and now they're not. I wish they stopped the count.
I have their over win total at 68.5. That was one of my favorite of the year. I think they're going
to sweat that thing.
I know. I think they're going to hit it though. That was way too low. They won 72 games last year and they dropped it to 68.5. Like they didn't get worse. They added Chris Bryant.
And they added Chris Bryant, who like has hardly played at all.
And hasn't played well.
It hasn't played well. Connor Joe went on a homerless spell. It took a little bit. All right. American League. The Yankees, they're 15-18, dude. What? I'll go first for the American League. Cool.
First.
We'll switch it up. For the Yankees, it's hang the banner. No, I'm kidding. It's most valuable team because you've got Aaron Judge. Obviously, he's incredible. He's the AL MVP. They've got multiple AL Cy Young candidates at this point. Nestor Cortez is an AL Cy Young candidate. I think Clay Holmes might get votes the way that he's trending right now. He's a shoe-in for American League Reliever of the Year. I think that what this bullpen has done as a collective, what this starting rotation has done as a collective, and what guys like Jose Trevino are doing to provide complementary offense to Aaron Judge, I think this is the most valuable team. I think this is the best team in baseball.
I totally agree with you. The way I would describe them is best team since 1998.
That's 4 words.
4 words. Best.
God, you're cheating. I'm
since 1998. Exactly. There you go. Best since 1998.
Good.
Because the Yankees won a World Series in 2009, but they haven't won one since. And really, it was not short period, just at the end of the 90s, where the Yankees just absolutely dominated. And they won, almost 120 games in 1998. This team is more similar to that team than it is the 2009 team. From top to bottom, this Yankee team is basically unstoppable at this point. Because if Aaron Hicks and Joey Gallo start hitting, Jack, I mean, they have zero weaknesses. They had one more good bullpen arm. The rest of the league is screwed.
Toronto is 8 games over 500. My thought and my 3 words are, on paper, yes. That's what this team was, because on paper, I was saying, oh, they're going to win the World Series. Like, Jose Barrios is going to be a Cy Young candidate. Here we go. And this lineup is going to be as potent as all get up. But Vladdy had a super shitty 2 months to open the year, and George Springer was keeping them afloat. And Bo Bichette sucked for the first month and a half of the season. I thought this team was destined for incredible things on paper. And then we played the games and we realized that they're not the best team in the American League East.
Agreed. My 3 words are one ace away. And I say ace on purpose because I believe that they are still one ace away from being a legit contender. And the reason, well, I mean, they are a legit contender, but I'm talking about World Series aspirations here. Jose Barrios is not that ace. We'll see with Kevin Gausman. Pitched well against the White Sox in his last outing. But again, we know that the second half struggles could come, similar to last year. Could that happen? Manoah, second year. I mean, kind of rookie year too. Like he's a very young pitcher. We hope that he could have an ERA below 2 for the rest of the year. How likely is that though?
Yeah.
Kikuchi, inconsistent. Ryu on the shelf for the year. They are one ace away. But if they got that ace, like if they trade for Luis Castillo, or they make a big time move that we're not even thinking about, maybe they could part with Gabriel Moreno. I don't think they will, but I think that they are one ace away from being a legit World Series contender.
Yeah. Boston, give Rafi money. Those are my 3 words. Rafael Devers is one of the best hitters in baseball, and they should extend him now. That's all I got.
My 2 words. I cheated a little bit again. Don't sleep.
Oh,
don't sleep on the Red Sox playoff team. They're coming. They're playing really, really well lately. Again, hasn't been against the best competition, but you can only play who you're going to play. And they have been rolling. Do not count out the Red Sox.
Tampa, help Shane out. That's what I got. Shane McClanahan is the shoo-in for the AL Cy Young Award right now. But he is getting no help from a team that has gone offensively stagnant. We talked about it last week, or we talked about it earlier this week. I mean, this team is lacking a lot of healthy bats right now. Wander Franco's on the shelf. Brandon Lau is on the shelf. We even mentioned Zunino, even though I don't think Zunino is in the conversation as Lau and Franco. But Shane McClanahan, for as good as he is right now, and there are some bullpen pieces that are amazing right now. Jason Adam was great. He is still great right now.
Not as great though lately. Jason Adams kind of looking like what we think Jason Adams should be. He hasn't been that great lately. I mean, it's starting to tail off slightly, but still overall over the season, still great.
He's still got great numbers, but I mean, here we go. And there's just no offense to back them up right now.
My 3 words are figuring it out, because that's what the Rays do. That's what the Rays do. They figure it out. Manny Margot now on the IL, and it doesn't look good. He had a really bad injury against the wall and hurt his knee. Kevin Kiermaier, again, now on the IL. You look up and down the lineup and you say, who are these guys? Like, who's Isaac Paredes, who just hit 3 home runs against the Yankees, which is kind of awesome. But not for me as a Yankee fan, but awesome for baseball. They'll figure it out. I really do think they do what they do, and they're the Tampa Bay Rays. And maybe I'm giving them too much credit, but I think they've earned that credit. And I think that they're going to figure it out. And that as much as the offense looks terrible right now, they still win games and they're still in the thick of it. And they're only going to get better as they get healthy with Brandon Lau and Wander Franco. So I think, like I said, figuring it out.
Yeah. Baltimore, my 3 words for the Orioles are the youth movement, because we're seeing it. And there is still more to come. Gunnar Henderson and Grayson Rodriguez may break camp next year. G-Rod dealing with injuries. Gunnar Henderson not ready yet, but he is shredding through minor league baseball right now. There are other guys in Norfolk and in Bowie that are hitting and throwing really well. Adley's already up. Ryan Mountcastle looks like he's really turning it on. The youth movement is out, and it is present at Opusy, Oriole Park at Camden Yards.
See, we're on the same page here. My 3 words to describe them is the underrated team in all of baseball. The underrated team. Jack, they are 30-39 in the AL East. That is incredibly impressive. You have Yankees, Blue Jays, Red Sox, Rays, and like they have better records. I mean, Jack, they're 3 games behind the White Sox, the Baltimore Orioles. Like that's incredible. I feel like not enough people are talking about the Orioles being a pretty decent team. I feel like if they were in another division, they'd have a similar record to the White Sox. I mean, imagine if they were in the AL Central right now and they got to face the Tigers and the Royals all the time. There is no break for the Orioles.
Yeah. I'm with you. I can't see the Baltimore Orioles as postseason darlings until they actually do it. Like there's no chance in hell that they finish over 500. This very well may be the high point of their season, 9 games under 500, but I think that there's something here. There's something that they're starting to build. AL Central, Cleveland, they lead the division. They're 7 games over 500. My 3 words are they can hit. The Guardians can hit, dude. I mean, obviously they can pitch. I think we all knew that with Bieber and with other guys that are really stepping up. Your King, Cal Quantrill, Tristan McKenzie has been very solid. And the other arms are looking good as well. And the bullpen looks great right now. What I don't think people understand is, while this offense may lack some sex appeal, there are not big names besides J-Ram. J-Ram is one of the best hitters in baseball. And they've got guys like Owen Miller, like Steven Kwan, like Oscar Gonzalez, like Ahmed Rosario, like Andres Jimenez, that all put bat on ball and get on base and hit for a high batting average.
I love it. And my 3 words are bye, bye, bye.
Yeah.
Bye, bye, bye.
You got the farm to do it.
Yep, you can do it right now. You could go get Wilson Contreras and it wouldn't cost you crazy amounts of prospects.
No.
He's a rental. Like put that bat in your lineup. Are you kidding me? You put him right in front or behind. You know, he's hitting second in the Cubs lineup. Maybe you slide Rosario back. You go Miles or Steven Kwan or Miles Straw, whoever you want to bat leadoff, depending on the pitching matchup. Then you go Wilson Contreras, then J-Ram. Then you just keep going down the lineup. It's a good team and they should just buy. And you don't need to spend a ton of money either. You could trade. Like I said, we got a lot of questions of like, what is Wilson Contreras going to get for the Cubs at the deadline? I don't think it's a lot.
I don't know what it is. It depends what kind of market we're looking at. Like it really depends what kind of teams are good. If those teams need a catcher, then the price is going to shoot up. Bullpen arms were at a premium last year, and the White Sox had to give up Madrigal and Cody Hoyer for Craig Kimbrell. That's a big, big return for a rental reliever, but it was a reliever's market last year. We'll see if it's a catcher's market or not. Minnesota is 7 games over. I think my 3 words for Minnesota are, I'm not sure.
That's your 3 words?
I think my 3 words are, I'm not sure. I can't get a read on them because Luis Ariz is obviously a batting average king.
He's a king. And he hits for power too. He is incredible.
Byron Buxton is amazing when he's on. They've got some pitching that is amazing when it's on, but I have no idea how on they're going to be throughout the entirety of the summer. I've got no clue what this team looks like at their best or at their worst. I'm not sure. I can't get a read on it.
I'm kind of on the same page as you are. My read is, or my 3 words, actually it's 1 word. Healthy? ? Because if this team can get healthy and get all their arms back, and then with their offense, if they can keep Correa healthy all year, they can keep Buxton healthy all year. Jorge Polanco has been on the shelf too. Let's see Luis Ariz stay healthy all year. If they stay healthy all year, this team is extremely dangerous. But at the same time, they have a lot of guys who are very injury prone, and it could all fall apart in an instant. So the way I describe it is healthy ? If they are, they're incredibly dangerous. If they aren't, they're going to just free fall.
Yeah. The White Sox, they're 500. My 3 words are, you're killing me.
Yep. That's it. That's all you got.
I don't have any analysis. Do you want analysis here?
We haven't heard like a Jack rant on the White Sox because my 2 words, and maybe this will get you fired up. My 2
Fire
words.
Tony?
Literally, fire Tony.
Yeah,
fire Tony, because
the same old
some of the
shit, dude.
last night. I mean, what's your read? Give me your rant. I need more rants out of you.
I'm just sad. I don't want to rant. Just want to go. I want to go to bed.
That's another feeling. Is that they're literally like, are they taking the joy out of baseball for you, my friend?
I'm starting to think, is it always going to be like this? Like, I don't remember 2005 that well. I need 2005 a little bit more. I might have to go get the commemorative World Series DVD from a Barnes and Noble or something. I need to go remind myself what a world championship feels like, or a team that looks like they can actually do it. Because last year we were saying, oh, they look like they can actually do it. And then they were totally outmatched by Houston. This year, they're being outmatched by teams in the regular season. That's not supposed to happen to this team, but there are guys that just can't hit in this lineup. There are arms going out there that it's like, why are they going out in this situation? But so much of it is from the dugout, is from Tony La Russa. And I guess that's kind of where I like stop my rant, because I'm just tired. Like, first I was pissed with Tony, now I'm just tired.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Fire Tony.
Tigers.
Go ahead.
Maybe now good.
That was not a good one.
Maybe now good. No, it's I'm thinking just Riley and Torque. Like, those are my three words, because that's all I'm watching for anymore, especially with Casey Mize out with Tommy John surgery. Tarek Skubal looks like a really good pitcher. I think the jury is getting close to having a verdict on Matt Manning, and it's not a good verdict. I just think that if you're going to watch Tigers baseball, especially with how shitty new big money signing Javier Baez has been, you're just watching for Riley and Torque.
See, I had a different kind of way of looking at this. My three words are up from here. Because in my opinion, I thought it couldn't get any worse. Javier Baez being the worst hitter in baseball. All right, maybe you can stomach that. Jonathan Scope being the second worst hitter in baseball. Okay, now it's getting aggressive. What about Heimer Candelario being the third worst hitter in baseball? How bad could it possibly be? Casey Mize then goes down with an injury. Eduardo Rodriguez is still on the shelf. How bad can it get? I feel like it's only up from here. They're too talented. Riley Green's only going to continue to get better and better. Spencer Torkelson's only going to continue to get better and better. And they're going to start promoting some of their other young talent. It can only go up from here, right?
We'll see. Right? See what happens.
Right?
I've got no idea. Kansas City. Where's the pitching?
My three words are they can't pitch.
Yeah, there we go.
It's there. They can't pitch every single outing. You never know what you're going to get. You never know what you're going to get. Even from Brady Singer, Daniel Lynch is pitching tonight against the Angels. He could throw 5 shutout or get absolutely shelled. Chris Bubich, same thing. John Heasley, same thing. All these same. Brad Keller. Brad Keller's just getting shelled regardless. But they can't pitch. And in the bullpen, it's not that great either. It's not this classic Royals bullpen.
No, it's the Scott Barlow show.
And Josh Stamont. But again, Josh Stamont is not fully healthy either. So it's like, it's a tough go right now. They can't pitch.
And I don't think they have very many pitching prospects in the system. Like, I thought Austin Cox was fine. I don't think he's a revolutionary arm, but they need a revolutionary arm, and they need like 5 of them. All right, Houston. They're for real. Even without Carlos Correa, Jeremy Pena has stepped in and ran with it. Yordan Alvarez is an MVP candidate. I mean, the pitching, even without McCullers, looks awesome. I think they're for real, and I think this is a team that you really have to look at as a possible World Series winner.
My 2 words for them: no weaknesses.
Yeah.
None. Bullpen, elite. Offense, elite. Starting rotation, very good. Going to get Lance McCullers. Defense, very good. Base running, they got it. Veteran presence, they got it. Great manager, they got it.
They got it.
Front office, they know what they're doing. Owner, seems like he knows what he's doing too.
Minute Maid Park, great ballpark.
Crawford box, fun.
Unique. Towles Hill, gone. That
no
spot in center.
Yeah. No weaknesses.
Yeah. Texas. They're 32 and 35. They're 3 games under 500. and they're second in the AL West. Spend more money. I want them to have $1 billion payroll. I want them to try.
My 2 words to describe the Texas Rangers is deadline buyers.
Jesus, really?
I think they should be. They're in second place in their division. They see the Angels falling off a cliff. We're going to talk about the Mariners in a second. They're second in the division, and they just gave $500 million to Corey Seager and Marcus Semien, and John Gray is at least pitching better lately. They have to go for it. You have to. What'd you just do all this for? And Jonah Heim looks like a legit catcher. Like Adolis Garcia is getting hot. Nate Lowe just had a nice home run. Ezekiel Duran looks great. Dude.
We shall see.
They should buy. They really should.
The Angels. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Those are my 3 words. Like, you're wasting Trout and Ohtani.
I bet you know my 3 words with them. Or 4.
Is it also what the fuck?
No. What have I been saying about the Angels all year? Same line. Are you kidding me?
I don't know. I guess I'm not that good of a listener.
If not now, when?
Oh, that's 4 words, dude. I was thinking of a 3-word phrase.
That's why I said 4. I said, well, it's 4.
I guess I wasn't listening just then.
That makes sense. If not now, when? What are you doing, Angels? What are you doing? Because Shohei Ohtani is about to be a $50 million man. And you're not going to pay him because you're giving Rendon about $1 trillion. You're giving Trout $1 trillion. You're giving all these guys. I mean, you're still in the Upton contract, which is going to be done soon, which will help them. But still, you cannot give Shohei Ohtani this enormous contract. You have all the pieces now. I mean, I know some guys are on the shelf and some guys are dealing with stuff, but when they're all healthy, if not now, when, Angels? I'm going to keep saying it. If not now, when?
I'm curious what they do. They did a good job with Syndergaard and Michael Lorenzen, and Patrick Sandoval's also really good, but it felt like they needed a big time starter and they just weren't going to get that big time starter.
Yeah.
We'll see how they go about that. Seattle, unvaccinated Robbie Ray. Those are my 3 words. I'm kidding. Those aren't my 3 words. My real 3 words are negative fun differential. So you've got J-Rod. You've got J-Rod perform. That was what?
That was mean.
Negative fun differential or unvaxxed Robbie Ray?
Just the whole start to the Mariners so far has been mean.
Yeah. Sorry, Mariners. I love. What is it? It's not Safeco Field anymore. T-Mobile Park. I love T-Mobile Park. Dave Sims is like one of the best on TV, but negative fun differential because J-Rod is so electrifying. But what else is going on here? Like Logan Gilbert had a great start to the year. Great. What else is going on here? There's not much else going on here. You went and got Jesse Winker. You mortgaged Brandon Williamson for Jesse Winker, and Jesse Winker is not good right now. Robbie Ray is a 5 ERA guy, and he's worth $115 million over the next 5 years. It's just a brutal turn of events here, and it's one of those where even if you are having a little bit of fun, you remember what you tried to do and how badly you failed this offseason.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of defend them and then kind of trash them again.
Yeah.
Ty France has been amazing for them. And Jesse Winker, at least in the past couple of games, is starting to look like Jesse Winker again. Robbie Ray has, again, started to pitch like Robbie Ray. I've noticed also with Robbie Ray, pitch into contact much more. A lot more pitch into contact, not trying to strike everybody out, just trying to get the ground ball, work through the games, be a workhorse. That's what I've noticed, at least with Robbie Ray, pitching more to contact. And it's not working amazing, but, it's at least he's not walking a ton of people, which is good.
Yeah.
And they have some exciting arms in the bullpen too. But my 3 words to describe them, and I hate to say this because I really have kind of fallen in love with the Mariners and just really hope that they would do well because I do think that they're fun and I wish their fans the best just because I've met so many Mariners fans and they're just all so nice. I just love Mariners fans, but especially on Twitter too. But my 3 words is not this year.
Not this year.
Not this year. They're not going to make it. This team is not built for the playoffs. It's not built for a big postseason run. I don't think they're going to be big deadline buyers either with Jerry Dipoto. They're not going to spend big money and they're not going to want to get rid of these prospects either. Not this year.
I think I'm with you. Last one, Oakland. I was going to say move to Vegas as my 3 words, but I also love the diehard fans in Oakland. So I guess my 3 words are sell the team.
My 3 words are not even trying.
Yeah.
Same thing, same page. They're not trying. I mean, they're putting out guys who I've never heard of. And there's rarely that we've never heard of guys. And they're actually like Jonah Bride, just learned his name. Had no idea. Or is it Bride?
Bride. Yeah. Jared Koenig. Jared Koenig apparently has a great backstory, but I mean, like, I didn't know that name before his major league debut. I said Jared Koenig was making his major league debut. And this is in a system that I have watched a lot of. And I had never seen Jared Koenig.
Like Jonah Bride, I looked at him and I was like, I've never, like, for example, like I never see a pitcher and then I'm like, oh, I don't know, because I just go through this slate every day. So if I like learn about a pitcher, I'm like, oh, this is the pitcher, and then I learn about it. But it's not often like you turn on the TV and see a position player, you're like, who is that?
Who is that?
Minor leagues, it happens all the time. Major leagues with us, I mean, watching every game, I don't know who that was. I literally stepped back in my chair, was like, how do I not know the third baseman of the A's? And I looked it up. I was like, I've never heard of him before. And it wasn't even a guy who, oh, I remember. I've never heard of him. Never. Being honest, never heard of him.
I'm looking for other guys that nobody is, possibly ever heard of. Chad Pinder is another guy that, there's a chance not many people know. But I mean, like, how about Nick Allen here? 23-year-old Nick Allen. Who is that?
Kevin Smith, their new rookie that they got over.
Yeah, but like Drew Jackson. How about Drew Jackson? He appeared in 3 games with Baltimore in 2019, and here he is playing in 3 games with Oakland this year. It's brutal. So,
I don't know who that is. Like, they're just putting out guys where it's just, yep, go get some run if you want them.
Oh, well. All right. 250 in the books. We'll do like 20 or so more before we fold.
Yeah, we'll get you up to 275, then we'll end it. Now we're going to keep giving you guys so much content 5 days a week, every single day on the Just Baseball Show, as well as on Not Gambling Advice, the Call Up, State of the Division, Boys of Spring, all the different podcasts on the network. Why don't you go follow us on social media? I'm going to save you the time. They're in the episode description, but make sure you're clicking that link for Loop, because Loop, you get a free $20 for going in. We're going to talk about it again on Friday. We got all these cards. We're having so much fun on the box break. So make sure that, and on the live streams and all that kind of stuff, make sure you stay tuned. And if you could leave us a 5-star review, we'd really appreciate it. Let us know what you're enjoying about the show. On Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, and then on YouTube. If you like watching on YouTube and you haven't subscribed yet, hit us with a subscribe, maybe a like, maybe a comment. And if you don't, it's all right. We're still going to be talking.
Bada bing with that.
Thank you, everybody.